And since everybody seems to be so interested in finding out what it was that I was doing while I was over at the Ark for all that time, I figured that I'd put out an old video clip that depicts exactly what I was doing. And what I was doing was catching Jonathan Kleck in his lies and exposing his tricks. Just like before, only this time it was his upside down V symbolism bullshit that he purposely lied about, all in order to try and make the twins look like they were incompetent liars, when they were seen in a picture displaying the very V symbolism sign that Jonathan Kleck earlier taught them to do. So, in a nutshell, what I was doing at the Ark was basically the very same thing that I was doing before I went to the Ark. I was still exposing Kleck, but now there were a bunch more players that I needed to keep an eye on. And even though you keep telling everybody that I'm on Kleck's team now, doing some type of dark shadow work for him, I guess, I mean, who knows? But if that were true, Jonathan, why would Kleck still want me to keep airing all of his old dirty laundry and lies? Especially when it comes to the whole fiasco he had cooking with the twins down at the Ark. But I know that you're just going to try to keep running with the same narrative that you've been trying to push out there for a while now, where you keep telling everybody that Jonathan Kleck somehow kidnapped me and converted me, and now I'm one of his adoring disciples, which is nothing but a lie and a made up story that you, Jonathan Nolan, keep putting out there. And you're doing it on purpose because you love the gaslight people. Then you can just create brand new stories and brand new accusations out of whatever information was given to you. So apparently, Jonathan, gaslighting has been one of your gifts, and you use it well. But real quick, before I hit play, there's something that I noticed that you do in some of your videos, Jonathan. Something that's very similar to what Kleck and the twins were doing during their feud at the Ark. And that was that you all felt that it was necessary to somehow weaponize shit. And I know that you say that there's no coincidences or anything like that, but for both sides to come up with the strategy of weaponizing shit to try and get the upper hand, I mean, what are the odds of that even happening? Weaponizing actual shit. But it happened. So tell me, Jonathan, whose shit strategy worked out better? Was it your shitty strategy? Or was it the Ark shitty strategy? I mean, whose shitty strategy do you think worked the best, Jonathan? Let everybody know.
Hello there, everybody. I just wanted to say hey real quick and let you know that I'm now finishing up what seems to be an in-depth video concerning Jonathan, the twins, and everything that went on down at that Ark Center. I've got a couple more things that, I want to check out, a few more fact checks that I wanted to make sure of before I let it fly. So in the meantime, I wanted to hit you with somewhat of a spoiler alert as to what it's about by including just a tiny segment of it. But even I would think that this should make even the staunchest Jonathan Kleck supporter stop and take a second look at what JJ's been doing right under their noses. And it's going to leave you wondering what else have you been missing JJ and his crew doing all this time. But at least this will give you something to chew on while you're waiting around. So, if it all goes well, it should drop sometime tomorrow. But I do believe it'll be worth your wait. See you then.
Welcome to This Is It Before the Fire. That's apparently my little hypnotic clap that hypnotizes everybody, according to some people.
Clap on, clap off. The clapper.
Now, did we or did we not just see Jonathan finish up his testimony about meeting the twins for the first time? And how did he finish it up? He finished it up with his traditional hypnotic clapping session.
That's apparently my little hypnotic clap that hypnotizes everybody.
Where he syncs up his hand gestures with some scriptural verses from Ephesians 2. But I need you to pay particular attention to how he finishes it up. It's a V. And as always before, Jonathan finishes it just like he always has, right? With both of his hands being brought together at the end to form a V shape. Yeah, and I'm sure you're saying right now to yourself, big deal. Jonathan always opens up almost every show like this. So what's your point, Gene? Well, my point here is the fact that Jonathan played a little switcheroo on us, and all of his followers have seemed to have taken it hook, line, and sinker. I just want to make sure that everybody out there watching this is positive about that. They're positive that this is the way Jonathan Kleck always finishes out his hypnotic clapping sessions. It's an important question that I need everybody to consider. But there's a certain group of people out there that seem to be closer to Jonathan than most. Because I'd love to have their answers before I play this more recent clip of Jonathan's from September 11th, where he states that he's always finishing up with this M on his forehead, upside down, top of the pyramid hand sign.
That's the reason I always clap my hand. Christ's purpose was to make one new man from the two. And I always do this, 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 representing one direction, the other direction, like twins, like the letter V, but I'm turning both the V's up.
There's Flipsville for you. Because now Jonathan is saying that he's always finished up his magic clapping introductions with both of his V's forming a big M on his forehead, which then gets morphed together into a nice pointy triangle in front of his face.
And they're doing this, and they both grabbed each other's hand, and they went like this. So they're holding each other's hand. The two twins, the two females, have become one.
So if you want to see a great example of what a big steamy pile of hypocritical crap looks like, watch this.
These two right here, I put their picture right there. I told Dave, please put their picture there, so we can see that 2X right there, and them doing the... See, when I do this, 2 ups. They're doing 2 downs. Isn't that fascinating? It's pretty wild. Wonder what the odds are.
I mean, how is this clap crap even biblical, Kleck? It started out in the beginning like it was some type of high school sports team cheer. Till now, where you're actually trying to convict several people with planted evidence by now saying that the V hand thingy y'all had going back then, it was a satanic gesture, which now somehow means that they're demons from the pit. But the elephant in the room, and the thing that nobody'll mention, is that, Jonathan, you're the one that taught him how to do it. And I'm not even going to put up the definition for the word always up on the screen, because Mr. Definition himself, I'm sure, already knows it, and because that would only end up being an insult to the intelligence of every set of eyes and ears that might run across this video. In the very same manner that this perverted about face you took with your made-up V thingy-ma-do, it's the very same way that that insults my intelligence. Because this is yet another golden example of Jonathan Kleck lying if I ever seen or heard of one. It's a yes or no, Jonathan. Did you change your ritual hand symbolism in your videos and then convict the twins by using the very same symbolism against them? Yes or no, JJ? Is that what you did? Or are you saying it was the Lord doing that through you?
And so anyway, the Lord shows me this, and then I was like, oh my God, Corey types in two-faced, and the first sentence it brings up is, she was two-faced. And that's what's going on right now in my world at the Ark. And we had the night under the stars. Y'all remember the night under the stars?
I could not understand why Karen would say the comment she was making. Why would she say these things about people, the septic?
Oh, I don't give a shit if they walk around and shit up to their ankles.
I'm like, wow, what a weird, freaky ass thing to say about all the guests that are coming. Because we're having all these guests, we have the bathrooms. I just put a new bathroom in the little art building and busted my ass to do it. So there would be, more facilities for people. And Karen did just hateful, spiteful, rude, disgustingly rude. I was like, well, wait a minute. And so Jack calls up Karen and says, Karen, yeah, we need to get some porta potties. She goes,
I don't care. Let them walk around and shit up to their ankles.
why would you say that?
Not child. That was not necessary. Let's go.
And they're doing this, and they both grabbed each other's hand, and they went like this. So they're holding each other's hand. The two twins, the two females, have become one.
And I was like, I couldn't really understand why someone would behave like that. Why would she say the things she said to me?
Yeah, it'd really be nice if they chipped in.
Like, the tenants that were there, she had hate and disdain for them. I was like, dude, I told her, I said, look, that's not right. You cannot talk like that. You cannot say that when I'm paying your bills, Karen. That's weird. That's just weird. It'd be nice if they chipped in. I'm like, that's hateful. And then the Lord tells me to confront her after the whole thing happens, the night under the stars, because we're the stars. Her and Kathy represent the 2X system because that's what's running them, and that's why they've aligned themselves against us, and that's why they're like, okay, everybody get out, everybody get out. I am standing before the Lord God right now. I am asking you, yes or no, are you speaking contemptuously about me in the ministry? And she does this weird little laugh, and I mean, she just gets weird, like, she laughs. She's like,
Well, yeah. Okay, I've started doing those.
like, oh my God, why? Why would you do that? Didn't make any sense. And I said, Karen, man, you guys invited Satan in the door. What are you doing? And then, oh, I'm so sorry. She did the 2 fake videos. They were total balderdash. So she does her 2 fake little videos. Then she writes an apology letter. Jim does too. The Lord tells me, don't believe any of it. It's total nonsense. And then he tells me to confront her again, and I do. And I had gotten more information from other people at the Ark saying, yeah, she said she was going to tell you to
Get the fuck out, Jonathan. Pack your shit and get the fuck out.
before the event while I'm over there working my ass off, trying to get ready for all the guests. And she's over there bad-mouthing me.
I'm gonna tell Johnny to pack his shit and get the fuck out.
What? I mean, what kind of talk is that? What is wrong with you?
I'm gonna tell them they can walk around and shit up through their ankles.
All the guests? What is wrong with you? I know what's wrong. She doesn't serve the God I serve. That's what's wrong.
And so now it all makes sense, though. And so then naturally, I tell her, like, well, the Lord told me he's taking away your blessings. That's what he told me to tell you.
He's taking away your blessings. That's what he told me to tell you. Now I understand. She's two-faced. She's two-faced.
What the hell did I just watch?
Clap on, clap off. The clapper.